I say I'll fight you.
And I'll say I'll beat you. I'll say I'll beat you.
And I say I'll eat you.
Fight you.
Beat you.
Bite you.
Eat you.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first in our series kicking off about the films of Mr. Sylvester Stallone. You are listening or watching the Dan and Frankie Go to Hollywood podcast. My name is Dan.
And I'm Frankie.
And I'm Liam.
What? What are you doing here? I had no
I
idea.
decided to gate crash this one.
Oh man, this is a complete surprise. Wow. Hello, Liam. So
Hello, how are we doing?
To people who actually listen or watch our podcast, like hello to both of you, Mum and Dad. Who am I kidding? As if they'd listen to this. Yes, Liam is joining us once again, who was part of our Zac Efron extravaganza that we had a little while back, and we're just gonna see if it is possible that he can tie Zac Efron somehow into Rocky, which we're going to be talking about today. So,
Oh, you know what? I can do that already, slightly.
of course you can.
I've got my wildcat.
Ah,
Stallone's
look,
a wildcat.
there he is. There he is.
Perfect. Done already. Tick. All roads lead back to Zach.
Yes, I got nothing. Anyway, Frankie, why are we talking about Rocky today? What's the deal? This is
Well,
your choice.
yeah, I pitched this to Dan because I was going to, well, there's sort of two parts to this story. The most recent is I watched Creed and decided to rewatch all the Rocky films before I watched Creed 2. But also I started around about 5 years ago, I made a list of films. I called it films I really should have seen by now, which are all these big films that everyone always talks about that I had put off watching or had no interest in watching or never thought of, whatever. And one of the films on there was Rocky, which I think may be the first one I picked to watch, which I had never watched because it was a boxing movie and I don't like boxing, so why would I watch a boxing movie? And then I watched it and realized that it's kind of not particularly a boxing movie, really, overall. So, and I really liked it. And then that kind of kicked off watching Stallone films, which I did for a while, and then like all film projects, I kind of forgot. But I got through quite a bunch of his movies, so there is that. And so, yeah, I just thought it would be fun to talk about some movies with you guys regularly. And even though now I have to watch the Rocky movies a month apart because I want to watch them fresh for our episodes, but you know, that's fine. And then maybe next year we can move on to other movies of his.
Like Rambo.
Yes, which is a blind spot for me because I've seen First Blood and I haven't seen any of the rest.
Interesting. I haven't seen the most recent one, but I've seen the others.
Oh, it's terrible. and
That's
this is
why I
coming.
haven't seen it. I didn't hear good things.
This is coming from a fan of the series, but yeah, that most recent one.
Which is interesting because then with the Rocky films, like Rocky Balboa came back quite a while after, and that's like that is the best sequel, I think, from my opinion. Like I was surprised how good that was after Rocky 5.
I thought the second last Rambo film that came out was one of the most insane action movies ever made, and especially in
That was
terms
really
of
good.
in terms of like extremely violent gore. Like you know, like in movies, sometimes when people are getting shot and there's just like a few squibs go off here and there and they're dead or whatever. This movie, you get dudes ripped in half by like gigantic bullets and shit. Like it's just, oh man, it is so over the top. It's almost comical. But if it wasn't for the kind of dark subject matter, it'd be a funny movie. But yeah.
There is one scene in particular in that film that I will be vague about, so I don't want to spoil, but it's like seared into my memory. Where they have to navigate across a kind of like drenched field.
The little, yeah.
Oh, and that's
man,
so violent and so good.
And it's so edge of the seat, isn't it? Like I saw that movie in a cinema, and I will never forget the feeling seeing that for the first time, just clenching the armrests. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that is insane. It is a really good movie, that one. So yeah, no, I'll be looking forward to discussing that one down the track. But that is not why we are here. All the people who clicked on a thing and oh wow, we get to listen to people talking about Rocky. We've not even done that yet. So
Oh, come on, we're kicking off a series,
well,
so
yeah, that is
it's
true.
fine.
Yeah, well, look, if Frankie says it's fine, then it's fine. So shut up, people.
Yeah,
Um,
Dan doesn't listen to movie podcasts, so he doesn't know that
I don't listen
general
to any
chat is
podcasts, to be
kind of
fair.
like
You need that
normal.
preamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I come from a movie review YouTube background where it's like if you don't start talking about the movie, you're going to lose your audience. But yeah,
Yeah, you got like
um,
what, like 6 seconds before people click it out, if not
yeah,
three.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know that's like I hear people talk about the algorithm and what it shows you and all of
Mm,
that, and I'm like, well, I'm doing YouTube wrong because when I subscribe to channels, it's because I want to watch their videos. So
mm,
every day or every second day, I go through my subscriptions and any video I want to watch, I add to my watch later.
mm.
So that when I have time, I just go to my watch later and pick stuff. And that way I don't miss videos. But apparently there's people who just don't do that and just
Yeah,
go to the homepage and watch
Yeah, that's what I
what it
do.
shows them.
you're
Yeah, and
forgetting
I'm just
you
like,
for,
but you're missing out on, videos from the people that you
you're
like to
forgetting
watch
one very
potentially.
important fact there. Like you're not normal, so
Well, yeah, okay.
yeah.
That's true.
All right, so yeah, no, Rocky was a film that I think I'd only ever seen once. I came late
Are
into
you
this
are you
film.
talking about Rocky
Yeah.
already? Did
What?
I sent a message last night. I said, "Hey, we can talk about Stallone before we get stuck into Rocky because, it's the Stallone series."
Yeah, I know. I thought we were going to be doing that throughout the thing. Like, okay, but we can do that now, like at the
Okay.
start.
Well, no. All right, let's go with Rocky. Off you go. Read your synopsis.
I'm not going to read it. I'm going to say it off the top of my head. It's a movie
Wow,
about a
okay.
man who beats his meat and he falls in love with a Frankie clone and uh no. No, see, I don't want to talk about it now because I want to we're doing the thing. So, yeah. So, come on.
Okay, so we'll go to Liam first then. What's
Yes.
your history with Stallone? Have you like watched his films since childhood?
Hmm.
Yeah, so my earliest memory with Stallone is back in the day, in my childhood bedroom, I had a TV with a VHS player, and at a car boot sale, I found a VHS of Cliffhanger,
Hmm.
and I watched that so many times growing up because it was a little bit violent, not crazy violent, but a little bit violent, and I remember I had that on VHS and Die Hard, and those were like very formative for my movie tastes, I feel like. So I've always had a lot of nostalgia for Stallone, particularly because of Cliffhanger. So that was my starting point where I was like, okay, this is someone that I should probably be paying attention to.
Mm.
And then it wasn't when I started really
Hmm.
getting into movies when it's like, right, now I should probably watch all of the Rocky movies and all of the Rambo movies. And more recently-ish, in the last like 5 years or so, I've started venturing into some of his more obscure films when I was listening to the How Did This Get Made podcast. They covered some of his more questionable choices, shall we say. So that kind of gave me a bit
Which are
more,
quite some fun movies.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But that kind of broadened the scope because I guess I'd almost my viewing habits had pigeonholed him into action
Hmm.
Mm.
roles. That kind of helped broaden that, I would say. But yeah, it was definitely for me, Cliffhanger was the start of it.
It's
Oh,
interesting because I wasn't really into like when I was a kid, I just kind of saw things around. And I went to the video store and stuff, but action movies were not something I especially went for. And but my earliest memory of one of his films was actually Cliffhanger as well, because it was on TV when I was at my grandparents' place. And all I remember is the opening scene, so I don't even know if
yeah.
I watched the whole movie or just saw that and then decided to go and do something else while everyone else was
But
watching it. But
that opening scene is so good.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I just love how old I feel right now, where you're like, oh, my childhood, I watched Cliffhanger, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, that came out the first year I started working in a cinema, and I was ripping people's tickets to go see it, and like, wow,
Yeah,
I feel
what year
so
was
old.
Cliffhanger?
93.
93. So yeah,
Mm,
Yeah.
I was well, it was probably the year after, being that it was on TV in New Zealand. So I was probably like 12 or 13, something
yeah,
like
I
that.
was 20, but anyway, yeah, cool. Thanks.
But yeah, because obviously he was one of the big action guys of the 90s. So
Mm,
even though I wasn't seeing the movies, he was around. I actually probably saw a lot more Schwarzenegger movies because they were like I guess he had more family friendly big Hollywood things at that time. So,
mm,
Yeah, like Jingle All the Way.
and like Kindergarten Cop and
Yeah.
all those sorts of things. So he was more around,
mm.
but definitely Stallone as well was a name.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Whereas I'm assuming that Dan first encountered Stallone with his whatever the porn film was that he was originally in.
I'm just looking on Letterboxd. There is the Electric Blue Special, Nude Celebrity Special 1984. So yes, when I was 11, I rented that out and got my first boner. No, I
Yeah,
mean, no, hang on, not for
the
Stallone.
party at Kitty and Studs, which I've read reviews for, and apparently it's like more an experimental film than a porn film, and is really, really boring.
Right, right.
Well,
No,
that's
I
a shame.
have not actually seen that, believe it or not.
Yeah, apparently it's a
I
lot of just like nude dancing from people that look like they're stoned out of their minds. So.
or Stalloned out of their mind in this case. Am I right? No. This is going back a bit. But I'm pretty sure First Blood was my entry into the filmography of Mr. Stallone. But I couldn't remember exactly when I saw it. Would have been at some point in the 80s. Yeah. But yeah, I think that was probably when I didn't come into the Rocky films till much, much, much later because yeah, I was kind of like, boxing movie, not interested.
Yeah.
Um, but then I did see a lot of his 90s stuff because, of course, working in a cinema and getting free movie privileges, we were able to pretty much see everything. So, like, I'm just looking, Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, The Specialist, Daylight, Copland, whatever else. Yeah, whole bunch of movies that I did see that I didn't enjoy all of them, but I saw them. And yeah, just going through, I think I've seen 33 of his films.
Okay.
Um,
I've seen 29,
right, right.
and most of those would have been just in the last few years.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I've only seen 23.
right, right. Yeah, but I'm happy that I get to count like the Guardians of the Galaxy recent films and the Suicide Squad and stuff like yeah.
Well, see, one of my highest rated films that he's in on Letterboxd is What's Up, Doc, where he's just like an extra in the background.
Right, right.
But he's credited to, I don't even know if he's credited in the movie, but he's not even credited. His role as hotel guest. But it's attached to his, so it's one of the like highest rated films of his because I really like that film.
hmm yeah, well, I mean, the Suicide Squad, he was just the voice of King Shark in that one,
Yeah.
but oh my God, he was so good in that
When
role. Like,
when I think when I think about my favorites for him, I kind of discount Guardians and Suicide Squad
mm,
because I feel like if you're listing someone's favorite films, like no matter how good the film is, if they have such a tiny role or just a voice, it's hard to, unless it's animated and everyone's a voice, like it's
mm,
hard to
Yeah.
kind of rank them
like
as
Ants, for
when you're
instance.
thinking of favorites.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Like if someone said like my favorite Vin Diesel performance is Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think I could count that.
My favorite Bradley Cooper role was Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. And it'd probably be different in terms of something like Andy Serkis with Gollum, because that was a
Yeah.
lot more of his actual performance and his facial
Mm.
features and
Yeah, well,
stuff like
that's
that.
not, yeah, it's not just a voice.
So there is kind of a fine line there, isn't there? But
Mm.
yeah,
But
interestingly
in
enough.
this case for Stallone, yeah, when I
Mm,
sort my films by my highest rating, I kind of
mm,
just, I mean, they're not even in my top. Well, actually, if I take out What's Up, Doc, because that's doesn't
mm.
count.
So if you were to watch
Not in
all
my
of
top
Stallone's
10.
films, would you not count What's Up, Doc then?
I wouldn't count it because he's just a background extra.
But it's
So
listed on
it's
Letterboxd.
listed. So
See, that
it's
would make me want to count it.
well, I mean, it counts in actually, yeah. I mean, it's in my 29 because I'm going by
Yeah.
what Letterbox has allocated to him. But if I was going to talk about his films and list my favorites, I wouldn't put that on my favorites, even though
Okay,
it's
yeah.
like a really good film. I gave it like
That's a bit
4.5 stars.
discriminating against the work that extras do, though. I mean, I've done extra work, and there's a lot involved in that. You got to like
So you think that I should say, well, he's really good in Rocky, but the way he was standing in What's Up, Dog?
the way he was
I don't
faking
know.
a
I mean,
conversation with someone,
I didn't even notice him when I watched it. I'm gonna have to watch it again and
mm,
like try and figure out which scene he's in and what the
hotel
deal
guest
is.
apparently he was,
Yeah,
but
that's what
yeah,
I've said. Yeah, so he's just in
yeah,
the
there you go.
background
I'm
somewhere.
not listening.
Which is weird because I just don't know why. Letterbox does weird things. It also annoys me on Letterbox that they put things that are like behind the scenes extras
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's really hard, especially there was some film which really annoyed me because I didn't know the extra existed until I was looking, and it's only on, I think, the American release, and it's not on the release that I have, so I can't
Oh,
watch
okay.
it. And then I was
Ah.
really annoyed because I'm like, I can't remember. I don't know if it was a Christopher Nolan film or something, and there was some like interview or Q&A or something like that that sounded really good, but I can't
Mm.
watch it because I don't have that
Has
particular
no one like put
release.
it on YouTube or anything?
Well, I don't know if I looked because I imagine that something that big would get copyrighted and
Right.
taken
Mm.
Yeah.
down straight away. So,
Uh,
yeah, I don't know what that is now, but yeah, it annoys me when special feature things pop up because I'm like, it's not a movie. But
Yeah. See,
not
that
not
that's
all special features do, but some of them do. I don't know what the criteria is.
no, it bothers me when like comedy specials or like
Mm,
TV specials get included because I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't mind if it's like a made for TV movie because it's still a
mm,
movie. But it's like
yeah.
this is 3 episodes of a TV show that we've just lumped together and you can rate it on Letterboxd. I'm like, no, that doesn't count.
mm.
Yeah, and
Um,
limited series being on there is a bit weird too because TV is so separate for me. I
Yeah.
usually mark them, like I log them as watched. I don't usually rate them because I'm like,
Mm.
a TV show is so different from a movie. I don't want that to be lumped in with my ratings, but I'll
Yeah.
log it because I watched it. But yeah, so I don't know. It's
so
weird.
here's a question. Are there any Stallone films that you guys haven't seen that you really want to see?
Yes.
What do you got?
Um, well, I need to see all the Rambo films,
Yeah.
apart from First Blood, which I've seen.
Hmm.
What else do I have? Well, I don't know that I really want to see it, but I do have to see the latest Expendables movie that's apparently terrible because I've watched the other
Mm.
ones. Have you guys seen the Expendables
I've
Was
movies?
seen the
that Expend
first
Forbles?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one.
Because that's a franchise where the second movie is so much better than the first.
I
Mm.
see the first one I was so underwhelmed by that I didn't
Yeah,
watch
I was
the
the
subsequent
I
same.
thing.
watched the second one. I don't know. I think they had like the higher rating that they could do more, and then
Mm.
Yeah.
the third one they went back to,
I just thought those
Right.
films
I think,
should
friendly
have been
rating.
so much better because of the gimmick, like bringing all of
Yeah.
these major action movie stars together. Like it
Yeah.
should have been,
No, I
yeah,
recommend
so much
watching the
better.
second one. Second one was really good.
All right. I'm gonna have to go on. The cat's sitting there meowing at the window again. So hang on, 36:05. I'm gonna have a brief moment where I go and try and get the cat in because I can hear her through the headphones. So talk amongst yourselves. Be right back.
Good luck.
Go around.
See, the other weird one in this list is Staying Alive, which he directed. But when I saw that in his list, I was like, he's in that movie? That just seems weird. I mean, it seems
Yeah.
weird that he directed it, but he is
Yeah.
Man on Street, another uncredited
Fantastic.
role that
The,
Letterboxd
I think it's
allocated.
so interesting that he wrote Rocky. Like, I'm sure we'll get into it,
Mm,
but his like persona doesn't really align with the person that would write a movie like Rocky, in my opinion.
mm.
Like,
Well,
there's a disconnect.
I think that's the struggle he's had too, is that he is this action star, and apparently when Copland came out, that didn't
Yeah.
do so well because everyone expected a big action movie, and he was like the opposite in that.
Yeah. So that's one that I haven't seen.
I just saw that like a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
See, one of the like top rated ones that I've seen is Men in Black, where apparently he plays alien on TV monitor uncredited.
Yeah, I want to see that. I haven't seen Men in Black since like around the time it came out. Or
I
maybe I
think
saw
I
it again after, but I probably haven't seen it since the 90s.
I think I was rewatching them ahead of Men in Black International and then didn't bother watching Men in Black International.
I'm trying to think, how many movies is there? Is there three?
Three and then is it international or is international the third one?
Okay, International's the third one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have seen I have seen the second one. I
Have you
don't
though?
think I ever saw the third one.
Okay, great success. We have pussy. All right. Um,
Hooray.
uh, cool. Well, so yeah, what we were the
Blind spots, essentially.
blind
Stallone blind
spots.
Oh yeah,
spots.
what
Yes.
we want to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Were you finished there, Frankie?
Yeah, I think so. I think like I'm gonna watch them all. But I think there's a lot I'm curious about, but not like I think I've seen most of the big ones besides the
hmm
Rambo films.
hmm
I am curious about The Specialist just because everyone hates it so much, and
That's
I'm
one
curious
that I
if it is
know
that
I've
bad.
seen, but I cannot remember it. I know for a fact that I saw it. But yeah, I really don't
But
remember
what's
it.
really interesting is everyone goes on about how terrible the sex scene is in that.
Mm.
But the backdrop on Letterboxd, which may or may not be one that I picked, but I can't remember if I've changed it. But it's a scene from that, and it
Mm.
like just looking at the still image, like it looks pretty good, but apparently is not. So I'm curious
Right.
to see what that is.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I'm looking
then
at that now. Is that the one with him burying his face into Sharon Stone's cheek?
yeah,
Yeah. You didn't make that. Well, it's
okay.
on mine as well. So yeah, I'm assuming
Okay.
that it's on
I don't know.
everybody's.
Sometimes when I'm looking at movies, I just change the backdrop to
Oh,
something better.
wow. Eric Roberts is in that film. That's usually a dead giveaway that your film's going to be shit. So, yeah. Anyway, what about you, Mr. Liam? Are there any particular ones that you haven't
Oh,
seen that...
wait.
Oh, hang on a second.
There is one because everyone talks about it or like
Mm,
by name, so I don't know much about it. Over the Top, the
damn
arm
it.
Oh, I've
wrestling
seen that
movie.
one.
That was going to
Is
be
it
my
good?
choice. Well, that one for me was mainly because I used to be a really big fan of one of the big movie YouTubers, John Flickinger, who had a channel called The Flick Pick, and he used to always go on about that movie in nearly every because he was a gym junkie, and so and yeah, the way that he used to talk about the movie was just that it is the single manliest movie ever made, and I've got to see it because I want to compare it to Deadly Prey, because there's no way that you could possibly be more manly than that film, and they were both made in the same time. But I only just noticed that Over the Top was actually directed by Menahem Golan, who was of course part of the Golden Globus, terrible movie brand. So yeah, but no,
That's
that's
quite
the
a
one.
backdrop image for that movie too.
Oh, isn't it? I mean, holy
What a face.
crap! Just looking at that, I am actually sprouting a third testicle as I look at it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, no, that's probably like the only one. Like, if you gave me a choice to see any Stallone film that I have not yet seen, that would be easily the one that I would choose. So yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
Um, it's quite I'd say on paper it sounds ridiculous,
Mm.
but they don't really play into how ridiculous it is. They play it really straight,
Right, right.
and it kind of works because of how earnest it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For me, the one that I haven't seen that I feel like I should by now is Tango and Cash.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's a bit higher on my list too, just because. Oh wait, hang
I'm
on.
actually
That's
surprised
that
there. I
one.
thought you were
I
going to
get that
pick
mixed
Spy
up.
Kids 3D, but yeah, that just so shows how much I know you. So yeah.
I mean, I do enjoy really badly gimmicky 3D movies, which that sounds like. But yeah, I think Tango and Cash has a bit more. I'm expecting it to have a bit more of a cultural impact than Spy Kids 3D.
Mm,
I'm like,
yeah.
to watch that, I'm gonna have to watch the other Spy Kids movies first. So
Yeah, there's that as well.
yeah.
See,
So if
yeah,
you're,
being that Robert Rodriguez is like, my biggest influence and inspiration as a filmmaker, like yeah, I own all of the Spy Kids films, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're good, but yeah, they're out there.
yeah. So Frankie, if you're doing like a project like watching the Stallone movies
Hmm.
and Spy Kids 3 is one of them, I understand then needing to watch Spy Kids 1 and 2, but if there were sort of other sequels afterwards, I can't remember if there is a 4 or not. I think there might
There
be.
was, yeah.
There was. Would you also watch 4, or would you kind of get to the bit where you're like, right, I've watched what I need to for the project. Now I'm
Would
done.
depend how much I enjoyed the films if I wanted to
Okay.
watch another one.
She ain't watching number
Okay.
four, I can tell you now. Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
I mean, you never know. One of Stallone's most hated movies is Rhinestone, and I really like Rhinestone.
mm. Yeah, that's a different kind of bad. But anyway, and this is coming from someone who absolutely worships Robert Rodriguez, and yeah, I can't say anything good about that film, but yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, but I can't trust your taste anymore. So, I mean, we
Anymore.
usually line up pretty well, but then Bloodsucking Freaks happened, and that's forever changed everything.
That's fine. If there was ever a movie that was going to kill our our simpatico, then I'm totally happy that Ralphus and Sadu were the ones. Yeah. Can we talk about
I've had that
blood-sucking
on my
freaks for a
shelf
while
for
now?
so long.
Yeah.
I need to get around to watching it. I
You
really
haven't
do.
watched it yet?
No, I only last week for the first time got around to watching The Toxic Avenger, which I feel
Right,
like that
right.
is
I
a
still
blind
have
spot that
not
should have been
seen that.
fixed.
Mm,
Mm.
It was very 80s
mm.
in
In
all
a
of the
good
best
way?
ways.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
so
have
fun.
I have Blood-Sucking Freaks on DVD and Blu-ray, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I used to have it on VHS until I got rid of all my VHS tapes, but I kind of wish I'd hung on to that now. It would have been great to have, the trifecta for that one. Maybe I can get a sweet laser disc. Who knows? But oh man, look, I tell you what. Actually, when you watch Blood-Sucking Freaks, you're gonna have to come back, and we'll have to do another episode on that movie.
No, no.
Well, all right,
He
maybe.
can join us for a hangout to give a review, but I will
Or
not do a whole episode on that movie again.
controversial opinion, Liam and I will do an episode on blood-sucking freaks, and
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it'll be Dan and Liam go to Hollywood.
I mean,
Um,
I might hate it. We don't know. We don't know.
oh, yeah, you might, but you might have the
Well,
same
I hope you
opinion as
find it
I
more
do.
interesting than I did because I was so bored and I would just look at the time and go, oh, I've still got so much left to watch.
Oh,
And
No.
Yeah.
No, it is brilliant. It is one of the greatest films ever made. I've seen it probably at least
Wow.
20 times. Yeah, it's one of those movies I could watch every single day for an entire year. Actually, I might do that. I might set myself a challenge of, no, I don't have time. Damn it, kids. Um, yeah, because that would be something. But anyway, but that's not Stallone was not in Blood-Sucking Freak, so I don't know why
No,
we're talking
thank
about
God.
that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's move on.
let's move on.
Least favorite Stallone movie. I have one very obvious one.
So do I.
And I hope that there's no movie worse than this that I still have to watch because I just don't want to see anything that is worse than this.
Well, which one is that?
Stop or My Mum Will Shoot.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That is bad.
And
Okay.
I don't remember anything about it now.
Mm,
Just that bad. I've just wiped it from my memory.
right,
Hmm.
right. Um,
I didn't mind that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
I gave it
okay.
1 star.
ooh,
I don't remember. Did I write any review for that?
I kind of hope you did. No, you didn't. Liam
No.
gave it 2.5,
I did.
and yeah,
Yeah. I
he
enjoyed
was
it more than I was expecting.
he was evidently rather tolerant of overtly terrible 90s comedies, as he actually didn't mind Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Like, that's a wow. You got some rather colorful adjectives in there. Yeah. Anyway, and I just fucked up because they're not adjectives, but who cares? Anyway, yes, please continue.
I mean, I'll say for me, the worst Stallone movie that I've seen is Judge Dredd.
Oh,
Oh,
no. No. I can't believe you liked Stop or My Mum Will Shoot more than Judge Dredd.
I really did.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, this discussion's getting heated.
No, Judge Dredd is 3 stars. That's a good film. I was surprised because I know that like most people trash it, but I actually had fun with it.
Mm,
2 stars.
Oh, 20th film in my Stallone project that I abandoned.
mm,
Um, yeah, I went in with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised because I actually found it pretty fun. So not
fair
a
enough.
great review,
Um,
but I enjoyed it.
yeah. See, there's different levels of, for me, different levels of bad. Like, I mean, a movie like Copland, I remember watching that back when it came out in
Plan's not
97
bad.
and thinking to myself that I was really bored through it and I didn't really like it. But that being said, it doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad film. Maybe, yeah, see, look, I might watch it again
Were
now and
you one
think,
of
wow,
those
this is really
people?
good.
I heard that it didn't do so well because a lot of people went in expecting action film because Stallone was in
That
it,
might have been it. Yeah.
and it's his perhaps least action role
It's
of all.
possibly, yeah. So look, in terms of the films that I do actually really remember, like, I mean, Frankie, you're probably expecting I'm going to say Rhinestone, of course. Like,
I mean, I expect that from everyone.
but look, in all honesty,
Liam, have you seen
I
Rhinestone?
I haven't, no.
I look
ah
forward to what you think of that if you watch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like I would sooner rewatch that, especially for the Drinkenstein scene, than ever having to watch, well, which I'll have to, Rambo Last Blood. I'm gonna put Rambo Last Blood as my least favorite Stallone film because yeah, that was to me just terrible. And particularly after, the one that preceded it in 2008, which I think that was just called Rambo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, God, that movie was just so fucking good. And then, so I thought, oh, okay, let's have some more of that. And yeah, this just didn't feel at all like a Rambo film to me. It, yeah, I found it entirely boring. A lot of it just didn't kind of really make sense and stuff. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I will probably put that as my least favorite in terms of, you know, there's a lot, like I would watch Spy Kids
I
3D over that one, to be honest. And that's really saying something.
I feel like Grindstone, I feel like is like a sort of Pauly Shore deal where like Stallone's character in that is so like out there and over the top. And there's
Over the
just all this
top.
crazy, actually, it kind of is. It's
Get it?
like son-in-law because it's like, this really kind of brash guy gets taken to her hometown country place and
Mm.
is the guy from New York City. So I don't know. And you got Dolly Parton and you got songs and you got some wild outfits. So yeah. And
Yeah.
Oh,
I just think
this
it's
is
good.
like a slight sidebar, but speaking of Dolly Parton, have you seen a movie called Joyful Noise?
No.
No.
I cannot recommend it enough.
Oh, okay.
Genuinely. It sounds bad on paper.
Mm.
It is
I kind of watch
incredibly
anything
entertaining.
that has her in it.
It's got her, and I can't remember who is in it with her. I want to say Queen Latifah, but I
Yes,
don't
it
want to
is.
be. Okay, good.
Oh, it. And Jeremy Jordan.
I don't know.
Oh,
Do I
okay.
know who that is? I don't know if I know who that is.
You should know who that is from the 90s.
Mm. Oh, God.
I don't know what he's
What
done.
else were they in?
Is he the same guy from the 90s?
Well, is it who
Is
I'm
there
thinking
another
of?
Jeremy Jordan?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Hang on. No, actually, I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Who the hell's Jeremy Jordan? Um, wait,
He was a singer?
uh,
Yeah, he was like he had some hit songs in the
yeah. Oh, no, that
early
was,
90s.
yeah, no, it
Is
was,
is he
the
that act?
name is familiar. I couldn't name a single
Yeah.
thing that he was in or sang or anything, but,
No,
yeah, I know
I
the
just
name.
remember the like pictures in the magazines and all the,
Mm.
teen
And all the
magazines and things
posters
because
that
he
you
was
had
the
on your
hot guy.
wall and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't have him, but he was around.
Yeah, yeah, right. Um,
But yeah, if you like Dolly Parton movies, I would say Joyful Noise. The first like 30 minutes, you think you're getting something from the movie, and
mm,
then it just goes in a completely different direction. And
Oh,
my
singing competition,
favorite
excuse
thing
me.
is when a movie can surprise me, and that
mm.
movie surprised me a lot.
Right, right. Kind of like what you're in for with blood-sucking freaks. Now, I'm not going to keep turning it back to that film, okay? Let's just move on. Um, no, I am totally going to do that, but anyway. Yeah, well, there you go. Uh, what else? What else? What else did you have as
Uh,
far as our
fa
still on
favorites.
Q&A? Oh,
We've
favorites.
kind of done favorites. Like I'm personal favorites doesn't not his best movies
Yeah,
because you know, well, we just talked about Rhinestone. Rhinestone's not one of his best movies, but I really like
I
it.
agree. I completely
And
agree.
same with Death Race 2000, which I saw recently. Like
Hmm.
he plays a villain in that, and it's yeah, it's just such a fun movie.
Mm,
Um, but it's a Corman movie. It's made for, hardly anything. It's just that kind of
hmm,
movie, but it's super fun. So
mm,
I would recommend that. And obviously have Rocky up there,
hmm,
and Creed, which I just recently saw and blew me away. Rocky Balboa, Demolition Man, Cobra,
hmm.
and Daylight.
Right,
So
right.
they're some of my favorites.
Hmm.
Oh, and Expendables too.
Yeah. So, all right. So Frankie has a list of 20 favorites. How many do you have
Yeah,
on your list,
who
Liam?
says who's what?
I didn't say that was a bad
I
thing.
didn't say like top five or something,
Hey,
or I just
don't
said
get
favorites.
defensive. It wasn't a criticism. It's fine. It
You had a
just shows.
tone.
Look, you're wearing a
This is like you
Stallone
coming to
shirt.
reeling with like 10 movies.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Or, like if you were to say to me, like, who's your favorite actor in Blood-Sucking Freaks? I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I would just list the whole cast. So
Didn't you just say
yeah.
you were going to stop talking about that?
Yeah, but then I said I wasn't going to, so pay attention. Anyway, Liam, Liam, who's so glad that he's devoted his midnight hours to this absolute nonsense. But anyway,
I mean, it could be
um,
worse, right?
yeah, exactly. What do you got in terms of favorites?
All right, so because I'm not going to include like the big ones like Rocky and Rambo and Creed,
Mm,
obviously, like I said earlier, with Cliffhanger, I've got that
mm,
nostalgia to it. So that's definitely up there for me
mm-hmm,
as a favorite. Um, Otherwise, the other movies I've seen all kind of are just kind of middling. But I feel
mm,
like that's more a testament to the fact that I haven't seen enough Stallone movies.
mm-hmm,
So I think Cliffhanger remains my favorite, but I'm optimistic that there is another Stallone movie out there that could surprise me.
Right, right.
Well, I
Like
hope
it
so
3D.
because you've got a number unwatched. So
Yeah.
hopefully, if you're going to start watching more, there's going to be something good in there for you.
Mm,
Exactly.
But I do think that Stallone's one of those guys that is like an interesting man, even if he's in a bunch of not great films.
mm.
Also,
Mm.
sidebar to TV, I just watched the first season of Tulsa King, which is like one of the best first seasons of a show I've seen, and I'm almost scared to start season two in case because I'm like, how can season two be as good as season one? Like shows don't stay at the same level usually when they're
Mm.
that good. So, but yeah, I
Although
really like that.
typically I find season two tends to be one of the better seasons because season one they're usually finding their feet, and then by season two they can start writing for the performances instead of just hoping that the writing and performance matches.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well,
So
we shall see. Definitely had quite an ending to season one, so I am curious to see how that plays out. But it's one of those shows, although I think it's written by the guy that did another show that did the same thing, where they always most episodes end with something really surprising or something big
yeah.
happening to just really make you want to watch the next episode straight away. And so there are a number of episodes that something just happened and I'm just like, wow, and it just kept happening. And then the big
Mm.
thing at the end of the season. But
Mm.
yeah, so I'm really glad he's still around making stuff.
I did
Yeah.
find nothing ever quite beat that first season of Firefly. Uh, it's a joke because, got cancelled after
Mm.
one season. So yeah, I thought it was funny. In my head, I was like, oh, this joke's gonna land so well. Everyone's gonna laugh so much.
The
And
problem is the
and
joke was the
they
truth.
didn't.
That's the issue. Because like I
Yeah.
remember when I watched Firefly, every episode I was just like, how did this get cancelled?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I know. But
Was
anyway,
was Stallone recently in a reality TV show about him and his family?
Family,
Or
yes. I have that
oh,
because I subscribed to Paramount Plus to watch Tulsa King. And now I've started watching Landman, which is also very good. And I'm like, damn it, I need to cancel this subscription because I have too many, but I'm just watching these shows. But yeah, I did see that there and I've added it to my list. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to see his family life and if that's going
yeah.
to change how I feel about him. So, and it's that kind of like, is the show interesting? Like, is his home life that interesting that I will enjoy
Mm,
watching it? So,
it
I
would be
don't know.
probably not.
interesting if it did shade your opinion on him.
I may like watch the first episode just to see. I mean, I see things online sometimes, little bits like he was doing some dance thing with one of his daughters on her social media thing. So, there could be funny things, but yeah, I just don't know if I care.
Mm,
Just
Yeah.
kind of whether I just want the like, I like my movie stars to just, see some interviews, see some funny things. I don't know that I really care about their home life,
yeah.
Yeah.
especially TV home life, which is going to be, for the cameras
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Um, I think in terms, I'm just going through my favorites. For me, Demolition Man is always going to be
Mm.
up there. Like that was such a fun movie, and I know Frankie, you just saw that recently for the first time, wasn't
So
it?
90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Such a
yeah,
good
yeah.
time. And
Um,
Sandra Bullock, so good in that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So that is up there as a favorite. As much as I loved 2008's Rambo, though, I would pick Rambo First Blood Part Two as an absolute favorite. And I know, judging by Liam's review of it on Letterboxd, he will not disagree with me there. And I'm starting to wonder if I actually might have seen that one before I saw First Blood now. Um, I can't quite remember, but yeah, that one was just such a cheesy kind of 80s, like mid 80s action film. It, yeah, because I always sort of thought First Blood was interesting, but it kind of bored me in a lot of scenes. Like, there's actually a lot of scenes
There's
in that film that drag. Um, and yeah, it's like a very interesting
I
premise and
think
everything.
that's the thing I had with it is I know everyone goes on and on about that, and I didn't like it as much as everyone else when I watched it,
Mm,
and it's probably partially why I never continued.
right,
I do
right.
have
Yeah,
a box set now that I picked up, so it's on my shelf
yeah.
ready to go, or at least, I
Mm.
don't know when that came out. It won't have all the movies probably, but
Yeah. No, I thought like yeah, First Blood was an okay film, but then Rambo First Blood Part 2 was just everything that you wanted, from that character. And like yeah, it was like a really cool setting, like the whole sort of premise of going to, rescue POWs and everything was cool. Yeah, I mean you just had all those iconic shots of like, Stallone from behind like tying the headband, with like my God, there were like muscles upon muscles in that frame. And yeah, it just I look yeah, in all honesty, that may actually be my favorite Stallone film. Not as far as best Stallone film, but in terms of favorites. And not only that, there was a little bit of nostalgia because the Commodore 64 game, and I know I'm showing my age now. Back in the day, that was just such a fun game as well. So yeah, there was a lot of things I loved about that film. So I'm probably going to pick that one as far as my favorite, because yeah, I can't go Suicide Squad because obviously he was just the voice of King Shark, so that doesn't count.
mm.
Yeah, so yeah, that'd be my favorite, I think.
It was interesting. I just switched to his writing credits.
Mm,
And because it just, I guess that whole sort of action guy persona, just it's always surprising that he writes movies as well as
mm,
acting in them. But I did just find that that Jason Statham movie that just came out, A Working Man,
hmm.
was co-written by him.
Ah, there you go. I did
That's
not know that.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Do we have
Was
mm?
does anyone know if Stallone in the 90s was he like friends with Rob Schneider? Is that why he's
Weird
in
question.
Demolition Man and Judge Dredd?
Oh, wow. That's news to me. I was not aware
Because
of that.
well, it's because I was looking at my review of Judge Dredd and I mentioned how much I hated Rob Schneider in it. And then
Mm,
when you start talking about Demolition Man, I was like, hang on a second. I very distinctly recall a scene that also had Rob Schneider in it.
right.
Why?
Yeah, like I mean, why would you put him in any movie really? But
Exactly.
yeah. I don't know. That's hey Google, was Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider friends back in the 90s?
According to en.wikipedia.org, in 1993, he made a comeback with Rennie Harlan's action thriller Cliffhanger, which was a success in the US,
What?
grossing 84
That's
million United States dollars, and worldwide,
but
grossing
yeah,
171
but
million United States dollars.
but was he
I'm not sure about the answer to your specific
oh
question,
for
but according to Yahoo.com, Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler have been friends for 5 decades.
That's
Oh, I'm
thank you,
pleased I
Google.
asked.
That's amazing. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm happy you're happy.
am I though? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'll hit up Chat GPT later on. That gives me much better answers. Um, yeah. Was there anything else as far as our
I have a
No.
question for both of you, which
go
Mhm.
for
is I think there is quite a famous rivalry, right, between Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
it?
Do you have a preference out of the two of them?
Schwarzenegger. I don't
Stallone.
know. There's just something about that dude that is just so enigmatic. I've always said that like I don't really get like starstruck when I meet celebrities. It's a fun time. But there are a few people on this earth who I would absolutely just freaking freeze if I met them. And yeah, he is absolutely one of them. Like that man. Oh, far out. I think his movies might have been kind of more iconic in terms of like marginally more iconic in terms of the, action genre. Um, but yeah, I'll always favor Schwarzenegger. How about you, Frankie?
Interesting.
No, I'm Stallone.
Oh, speaking of rivalries, here we go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that, I don't like Arnie, but I
Mm,
like a lot of his films, but I just, yeah, I don't, no, I don't know. Just,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm always going to go Schwarzenegger because his movies are so they're incredible. Yeah. I
It's a
mean
pretty good
that
impression,
the
but can you do a
voice.
Stallone impression?
No, actually, I can't. Mainly because I haven't spent enough time like trying to perfect it. But yeah, it's one that
That would
I've.
be harder because it's more than like an accent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's got
There's a
quite a
lot.
way of speaking.
There
You
is
have
a
to get the
lot
mouth
to.
movements right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like this.
There we
Um,
go.
yeah, you got to bend one side up that way, the other side down that way. Hey, Adrian. Eh. Um, but I don't know. Schwarzenegger has always been something that just came natural to me. Anyway, yeah. So, does that answer your question?
I mean, perfectly.
Good.
Absolutely perfectly.
Because one day I want to. There's going to come a time where I'm going to say to you now, like, who do you, who would you lean towards, like Sardu or Ralphus? And
What's your
Uh,
answer, Liam?
well, he hasn't seen
um,
Blood-Sucking Freaks yet. Oh, I see. To the other one, right?
but,
Gotcha.
well, this thing, right, is I don't like sitting on the fence, but I feel like with that answer, I kind of have to because
Oh.
they both have such iconic roles
Mm.
associated to them. Like with Schwarzenegger, obviously Terminator. Um, I'd love a bit of Predator.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
Which bit?
but then Stallone, you've got Rocky and remember, and it's the Mandibles, obviously, that bit. Um,
Good
but
answer.
yeah, you've got, that they're so iconic in their own ways that I end up
Mm.
wanting to then kind of judge them based on their more controversial movies. And again, I grew up with Jingle All the Way.
Mm-hmm.
I had that on VHS as a kid as well.
Mm.
So I think there's always going to be a bit of a soft spot towards Schwarzenegger for that reason.
Mm.
But if I'd have seen Stop and Mumble Shoot when I was a kid, I'm sure I would have, swung more towards Stallone. So they're fairly neck and neck for me, quite honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
that's why you
that's
can enjoy Expendables too.
yeah. And
So you get
Interesting.
both
Prisoners.
of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was kind of teased in the first Expendables, and then we just got that church scene, which was, yeah,
Mm.
I watched all the Expendables movies really close together, so I can't
right.
remember like what was in which film. I think I pretty
Yeah,
much did it over a weekend or something. So yeah, I don't remember specific things from specific movies, but yeah, 4 stars for Expendables 2. It's the best
Wow.
of the three that I have seen.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Um,
it is pretty iconic
hmm.
cast
Yeah, and
in
I'm just
that movie.
looking through Schwarzenegger's filmography and oh man, there's just no way I would not choose him. Terminator, Predator, Total Recall, Batman and Robin, True Lies, yeah, Twins. Come on, Kindergarten Cop is not a tumor.
Well, see, I'm just basing my feeling on the actors rather than comparing their filmographies.
But did you love the way I dropped Batman and Robin casually into that
it's
that
very
list of
casual.
his greatest works? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, anyway.
So hang on, so
Mm.
based on judging them just on the actors,
Hmm.
why is Stallone kind of beating out
Well,
Schwarzenegger for all
I
the
don't know.
fame?
Mm.
I just said it's just a feeling. I don't know if it's the
Okay.
connection because of the writing and the way I came to his movies, like now, rather than
Yeah.
growing up with them. I don't know.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
just a feeling. If you said, hey, one or the other, I'm gonna pick
Yeah.
Stallone,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
why we're doing a Stallone series, not a Schwarzenegger series.
Makes
Damn it!
sense.
I should have voiced my opinion on that one, but anyway, it's fine. Cool. All right. Well, what do you reckon? Is it time to put on the
Yeah,
gloves
I
and get stuck into Rocky?
I thought we'd chat a while. I didn't think we'd chat this long, but yeah, we should
You
probably
forget that I'm a
start talking
yapper.
about the movie.
Yeah. All
Well,
righty.
that's okay. That's good because if you're cool with it, that's the main thing since you're staying up late to do
Oh,
this.
Yeah.
this is like my normal time to be awake, especially on a Saturday. This is not a problem. I mean, we did what, 5 hours on High School
Yeah.
Musical 1 and 2, so this is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing.
Hmm.
All right. So, Rocky from 1976, directed by John G. Avildsen. And yes, elaborating on my very brief synopsis earlier. So this was written by Sylvester Stallone, who was nominated for a Best Picture Academy Award, not Best Picture, Best Screenplay Academy Award, which he did not get. But the film did win Best Picture, Best Director. And yeah, it's basically about a guy who kind of considers himself just a bum. And yeah, he's training to be a boxer. He's like fighting in sort of small local fights and stuff like that. He's got a mad crush on a woman who works in a pet store who is like painfully shy, and it's like one of those things where you just know if she takes off the glasses and the silly hat, she's gonna be hot. And
I will say though, they didn't fall into the trope that a lot of movies do like that.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. That I completely agree. And let's face it, this is probably one of the first films that actually did that. Um,
What?
and hey. Anyway,
Okay.
and so anyway, there's another boxer, Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers, who is the heavyweight champion, and the promoters decide that they want to do this thing because there's a guy that he's supposed to fight who's like cancelled on him, and so they come up with this idea of pitting him against a small local underdog, sort of a fighter to go up against him. And all Rocky wants to do is just to last, to just to go the distance. He doesn't care if he wins or loses, does he? No, he just wants to go the distance because that's what it's all about, perseverance. And Eye of the Tiger and stuff. We don't get into Eye of the Tiger in this one, but anyway. And so there you go. He fights him. Spoiler alert: he doesn't win, but he went the distance. 15 rounds. My God! And he gets the girl, and everyone lives happily ever after. The end. And the penguin is in it, and that's just one thing that I will always love. Burgess Meredith playing Mickey, who's a like
Oh,
what?
I didn't know he was the penguin.
He was the Penguin from the 60s Batman TV series, which
Hmm.
was
It's been such a long
such a
time since I was
massive
seeing
part
the
of my
show to watch
life.
the movies that I didn't
Yeah,
put them
yeah. No,
together.
that show will always be like
Hmm.
it's in my actual DNA. That's how much I love that show. And so every time I hear that voice, like the first time that you hear Mickey in this, and he's sort of like doing the wah, and everything's like, oh man, if I just close my eyes, I'm back to Biff Pow Kabam. That's what they should have done in the final fight. Every time a punch lands, pow, kabam, socko. Oh, has someone ever done an edit of that scene? Like they need to. Anyway,
They should.
so yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. And there is actually not that much boxing in the film.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen this a couple of times before, but
Mm,
I was surprised again by how little there is. Like
mm,
it's halfway through the movie or just before halfway before Apollo has that moment of, oh, we need to turn this fight into something else. So you're halfway
mm,
through the movie before he finds out about that and has to start training and stuff.
hmm.
And then the fight at the end is just the last like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, but it's good
Yeah.
stuff, isn't it? I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, that's the
Well,
thing.
I think Frankie, you said at the start this isn't really a boxing movie, and
Hmm.
I will die on the hill that Rocky is not a boxing movie. It's a love
Hmm.
story.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I even I was thinking about it when I was watching it this time around. Like every video store I've ever worked in, this movie is in the action section.
Yeah.
And like watching it
Yeah,
again,
if
it's
you
like it
expect
really
an action
shouldn't be.
movie and then you sit through that first hour, well,
Right.
apart from the opening scene, which is
Yeah.
him fighting some at some local thing,
Mm.
and then which is kind of boring. And
Mm.
I don't remember my first watch, but I was probably like, oh, we're gonna have a whole movie of this. But then it becomes something else. But yeah, in my first review, I've just confirmed it was the first movie I picked from that project of the big movies I should have seen by now, which was a very good
Mm.
start. And then I watched other movies that I really did not like.
Mm.
I was like, I'd never seen it because I thought it was a boxing movie. And then I was like, if only I'd known how little boxing was in it. If only I'd known there was a super cute romance in it. If only I'd known Stallone can actually be kind of charming. And I loved it.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm.
Um, I love so much that, his character in this film is just such an idiot. And but he knows that he's an idiot. He knows like he's just kind of a nobody and stuff. And like it just really just makes the final fight so much more entertaining, knowing that yeah, he really is just a nobody, he wasn't this sort of like big sort of flash, s- like yeah, boxing legend or anything like that. So yeah, no, I love his character in this. He's just he's a lovable goofball.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, so much of the movie is him just walking around the neighborhood and he knows everyone and everyone's
Mm,
saying hello. And yeah, it just seems like a fun guy.
yeah, yeah,
It is
absolutely.
interesting, I think, the fact that he wrote it and he has written himself a character that is just like everyone loves him.
Yeah.
Like he's just super cool. Everyone in the neighborhood just really loves him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because and even the animals love him. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
that was one of my favorite bits, though, quite honestly.
Mm.
Mm. Which bit's that?
I just anything with him and animals, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that kind of dynamic to his character. Like I love the little turtles. I think it's
Hmm.
turtles that he has.
Yep.
Yeah. Which
And
he apparently
Butkus.
kept and they I don't know if he still has it or until recent years because they lived for
Yeah,
quite a while, but yeah, he
Mm.
kept one of them at least. I don't know if it was both.
yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. I just thought
So
Mm.
that's such a sweet little element.
so Butt Butkus. Butkus. The dog. So was that the dog that he famously sold or whatever and then like got back after the film was a success? Was that
I
it?
don't know. I don't think I don't know
Because I saw in the
actually.
end credits like
But no, because he wouldn't have had it, would he, if
well, I don't
when they
know.
were making it, if he had to sell it? Because he would have already
Yeah.
sold the thing by then.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Probably
Unless
should
he
have
had to
looked
Hmm.
into
sell
it
it during
before, but
post-production, and then once the movie was a success, brought him back.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway.
I don't know, but that's a cool story, and the fact that
Mm,
he refused to sell the movie off unless he was gonna act in it.
Yeah,
mm, yeah, yeah.
because he was
Um,
offered quite a lot of money, I think, for the screenplay
right.
that he
Because
turned
it pretty
down.
much, yeah, like set up his career because
Mm,
it's done. But yeah, it's just weird to think of him and then the screenplay
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
just kind of doesn't seem like this, action guy writing this really nice romance.
Mm. I love the little nuances with his character as well. Like, there's so his character is he's like working for a loan shark, going and sort of roughing people up to get money off them. And like the first scene that you see him going to find someone, like he's walking along with like a big stick, just sort of playing with it. And like there are moments where he's got a rubber ball in his pocket that he just starts
Mm.
bouncing around, and just little things like that, I think, like really helped shape the character. And I love that
Yeah.
scene where the first guy that he goes to rough up, that he was instructed to break his thumb, and he doesn't do it because he's a nice guy. And
Well,
when he's
yeah, because
asked,
he wouldn't be able to work
yeah, well, when he's asked
if he had
later on, and
broken
he
Yeah.
thumbs.
explains that, if he broke
Hmm.
his thumb, then he would, yeah, and everything. And I thought, like, yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, I really
But
dug that.
even the loan shark guy,
Mm,
was a
Joe Spinell.
was a pretty cool guy considering. Oh, that's who he was. I know the name, but I don't
He's in
place to
Maniac,
face.
if
Yeah,
you've seen
I
Maniac.
haven't seen that, but he gets talked about a lot on podcasts I listen to.
mm,
Yeah.
Because I know
Maniac's
people
worth
are a
watching.
fan. Hmm.
right, right.
It's like one of those
But
like 80s slashers that's got like a bit of a
Yeah.
mean streak to it
I
that
haven't
makes it
actually seen that
interesting.
film. Yeah, it's so famous, and I really
Yeah.
wanted to watch
Mm,
it, but I will get around to that one day.
mm,
Um, yeah. One thing that I absolutely love in this film is the way that the score, uh, you know, teases, the main song. Like, you just get these sort of low key sort of piano, do
mm,
do do here and there,
Yeah.
just sort of slow piano stuff, and like they really use the notes from that music, really well, like in the score throughout the whole film. And of course, when we finally get that training montage and that song just absolutely gets, taken off the chain, off you go. And like, man, it is just so freaking, yeah, I was watching it very late at night in bed and I just wanted to get up and, start like running around the room punching
Yeah.
things. Um,
I was exactly the same, watching it late at night, and then that came on, and I was just like, yeah, like
you had a
let's go for
boner.
a run. I'm not
Oh,
going
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
to.
meant.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah,
find
yeah.
this movie is like such motivation for like
Mm.
working out and stuff. And I bought the
Yeah.
Creed Rise to Glory VR game, and when it's loading, it starts playing that music, and it like
Mm.
gets you hyped
Nice.
up, but it cuts off really quickly. And every time I'm so disappointed that
Ah,
it's just
what?
such a short thing when it's loading.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is the VR game any good?
It's pretty good. I haven't played it too much, but because it's centered around Creed, and I didn't want to do the
Yeah.
story mode too much because I've only seen the first movie and I didn't
Okay.
know how much it was going to bring in. But there is
Yeah.
free play mode where you just can have a fight, and it has a lot of the characters from the Rocky movies,
Nice.
including Stallone. So I did have a boxing match against Rocky. So
Did you
which,
win?
well. I picked the first time I had a fight with him, I picked to be in a back alley, and I was this like little tattoo guy, and who I don't know if he was from any of the movies or if he was just a character. And it was very weird to just suddenly have Rocky standing in front of me. And but I got really into it and I won. But then later I did a match in a boxing ring and I picked Drago and I lost. So I
Mm.
don't know how much the character you pick changes things
Yeah.
depending on
Mm.
their strengths and stuff or what. But yeah, I did
Is the
very
game
well.
like pitched as a sort of like exercisey game?
Um, yeah, it's kind of both, like, because you can do like a workout mode where you just go
Yeah.
in and just keep going for a time or calorie amount.
Right.
And I picked a calorie amount, obviously not realizing how much you have to do to burn that amount of calories that I had to
Yeah.
stop before it finished because I'm less like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. It is so
But yeah.
frustrating how much cardio you need to burn for like calories, and then how easy it is to eat that amount of calories. It doesn't add up.
That's why
Yeah,
you
but it's
need
pretty
Gonna
fun. I
Fly now
think,
playing in the background to like,
Yeah.
help you burn those calories. I actually just
Yeah.
yeah.
um I like this time around watching it, like I was really listening to the lyrics of that song and I'm just reading them now. God, they are so cheesy. Trying hard now. It's so hard now. Trying hard now. Oh, he's ready. Gonna make a move. Yeah. Oh, he's ready and making moves. Yeah. 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 Getting strong now. Won't be long now. Getting strong now. Gonna fly now. Flying high now. Gonna fly. Like, yeah. I love that. I actually started laughing a little bit in that montage, where it's like getting strong now. It's like, why are the lyrics telling us what's going on screen? You know what I mean? It just,
But it just
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
It does. It does. Yeah, yeah. It's cool, but like, oh my God, it's so cheesy. Um,
You can
yeah.
tell that it's an old movie because of his tracksuit. I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
it's
was
just such
actually
a weird style.
That's another thing
Yeah.
as well. Like I love how so many times you see him, he's just like covered in dirt and stains and things. Like, that's actually one
Yeah,
thing.
well, there was a scene where he's like training in mixed gym, and there's this big hole in the thigh of his
Yeah,
tracksuit,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
why did
noticed
you
that
not
too.
get a new tracksuit?
Exactly. But that was one thing that I really noticed watching it this time around was, yeah, the production design is actually really freaking good. If you look at nearly every scene where he's walking down a street, in the neighborhood or whatever, like there's just so much rubbish strewn everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that a lot of people wouldn't really kind of pick up on, but it just really adds to the, low class neighborhood that he lives in and everything, and just kind of, yeah, just again adds so much to the character, and yeah, it really is a very well crafted film.
And his
Yeah.
apartment and how much he
Mm.
doesn't care. Like when he comes back there and he's like, "Hey, come sit on the couch," and he's
And
not
there's just
even
shit
like
everywhere.
clearing the stuff off the couch.
I know,
It's
I
like
Yeah.
know.
clear a space for her at
I mean,
least.
you can really relate to her character. She's just standing there, like, frozen, just kind of slightly shaking her head no. And it's like, sister, I feel you. I wouldn't sit on that couch either.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
like
you're
the
going to
beer
catch
bottles
something.
along behind the couch as well. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh.
yeah.
That whole
So,
scene is just it's odd, especially watching it like through like a modern lens, right? Because
mhm.
there is definitely a question of consent when it comes to that scene.
Mm,
But I don't know if you necessarily get away with it now
mm,
because I think it's odd that he just kind of like one he asks her to come in what 6 times before she finally relents,
probably
and I
about
get
that
that
many.
that's kind of part of her character,
Mm,
but it's still there is a I think at least I would hope that the lesson that should be taught to kind of young men is no means no. Maybe don't
yeah.
not no means no 7 times later.
Unless you're
But
Stallone.
yeah, but also it kind of makes sense with her character needing a bit more
Mm.
kind of help getting to that point. But
Mm.
then I think it's really odd the second he gets in, he just starts stripping off and he's like down in his vest. And I'm just like,
Yeah, it's really
okay,
funny. He's like, "Oh, it's warm in here," so suddenly he's just wearing a singlet.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
just like, again, I was like, I don't think I feel hugely comfortable with this scene. And then like when it does escalate to them making out, just awkwardly stood on the wall near the door, like it doesn't seem very comfortable. And it's just that entire scene, I I don't think
Mm.
it would just, I don't know if it was just me and what I was bringing to it, but it made me a little bit uncomfortable from that like power dynamics between the two of them.
Well, I
Mm.
don't know if it was just me and my experience coming to it, but I actually really like that scene.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
really interesting though.
it makes a difference because his character was, made to be this naive, innocent, lovable, bumbling guy.
Well,
Like,
I think that's the thing. We know that he's a nice guy.
yeah, 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 exactly. Like, I totally get where you're coming from, Liam. Yeah, it's a really good point.
I think it's, yeah,
And it
the
was a different time
context.
as well. Like,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this was long before Me Too was a thing and all that. But yeah, I think like yeah, I don't know. They both sort of complemented each other in so many ways. They were just
Well, there's
with
that
these
there's that line, isn't there, about how they both
dorks.
have gaps, which I thought was a
Mm.
really nice way
Mm.
of describing why they work
Yeah,
together.
exactly. He just wanted to fill her gap.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But did she want to
Now,
fill his?
oh, I'm going to change the subject. Now,
Are we not talking
Liam,
about pegging? Yeah.
what's that? Sorry.
Nothing.
Okay.
Moving on.
I'll have a listen to
It'll be
that
like
later on.
that scene from Sea of Love.
Yes, let's change her name from Adrian to Peggy. Now, Liam, you said before that you were able to link this movie to Zac Efron.
Hmm.
I've got to know because I've also got a way that I can link this to something that Frankie's going to love. But what do you got?
Okay. All right. So my watching this again recently, my favorite scene
Hmm.
is when he goes to the ring the night before when he can't sleep because he's nervous,
Hmm.
and the boxing promoter guy is there,
Hmm.
and he's got the giant poster, and
Hmm.
Rocky's like the poster's wrong.
Yeah.
Like the shorts are red and white, but my shorts are white and red, or whatever way around
Mm.
it is. And the
Mm.
promoter guy just basically is just like, doesn't really matter though, does it?
Mm.
And I just thought that was just such a good scene of just showing like how important this is to this one character, but to like
Yeah.
everyone else, that's like, yeah, we know what this is. It's just like an exhibition match. It's just for entertainment, and for Rocky, this is like make or break essentially.
Mm.
Um, but this might just be me. So I was gonna see if you both agree with this or not.
Hmm.
Did you not see there was a similarity between that scene and the scene in High School Musical 3 senior year where Troy goes to the stage late at night because he can't sleep and Miss Darbus is there and they have a little exchange. And then, just to kind of really draw home that potentially High School Musical 3 took some inspiration from Rocky, during the song that follows that scene, Scream, there's the scene where Zac Efron has the big giant poster on the wall that he grabs and pulls down
Oh,
in
I
his
remember
in
that
his
bit.
song. Do
Yeah.
we think that that scene took inspiration from this scene in Rocky, or is that a stretch?
I want to
Um,
think that now.
Because I
I
was watching, I was like, this is so similar to the Miss Darbus and Troy scene that leads into Scream.
hmm. 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 Um, yeah. Look, when I was a kid, a really little kid, one of my most favorite toys I had was a Stretch Armstrong. You know, the muscly guy in the blue
Yeah.
shorts that you could, yeah. He could never stretch as far as what you have just done. Um,
You know what? I
yeah.
haven't watched High School Musical 3 since I recently watched the first two again.
Mm,
So I'm going to think about that when I watch it
Yeah. See if
yeah.
you kind of like
and
watch
have
it
that in
soon
my
so Rocky's
mind.
still fresh
Yeah.
and see if there's a connection there.
I won't be watching High School Musical 3 again just for I'm just going to take your word for it. I'm actually just laughing now because like I just looked at Liam's review of Rocky and I read too fast and I thought it said I made my cat watch Rocky with me tonight. Which man, I was going to change the whole course of this discussion and like to a whole other, but then I realized cat was a capital C. I made cat watch
Yeah.
Rocky with me tonight, which is nowhere near as awesome as I made my cat watch Rocky with me tonight. Yeah. No, Liam, that's a very good, that's a, yeah. My connection. So I noticed in the credits, the guy that Rocky picks up outside a bar that who's drunk, you know, and carries him in and sits him down on a seat next to this other guy and everything. The name said Lloyd Kaufman, and I'm like, hang on,
Mm.
surely it couldn't be the Lloyd Kaufman, could it? And I'm just looking up now, and it freaking is Lloyd
Ah.
That's
Kaufman,
cool.
who was the co-founder of Troma Entertainment, which was the
Yeah.
company that released Blood-Sucking Freaks.
Yeah. Which is why I mentioned Toxic Avenger earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Rocky and Blood-Sucking Freaks actually have like a really close connection. Um, but no, yeah, and I also noticed that Lloyd's name was in the end credit, like in the actual crew, and I can't remember what the job description was now, but he was in there as well. So, yeah, that is actually very interesting. Yeah, that was Uncle Lloyd in that scene. So there you
That's a
go.
very cool bit of trivia.
Yeah, yeah. No, I as soon as I saw the name, I was like I know that there's quite possibly other Lloyd Kaufmans out there. It can't be, you know, that uncommon a name, but yeah. Oh my God, wow. I'm just like going through Lloyd's letterbox. He probably has more acting credits to his name than any actor I've ever seen before. Holy shit. Wow. Anyway, um yeah, so there you go. That's my connection thing. Like, yeah. Um
But
yeah.
yeah, so going back to Adrian, I
Yes.
still find it weird because that's the first time I've encountered Adrian as a woman's name.
Well, her full name is Adriana, but that's kind of a
Yeah,
nickname. Yeah.
I know, but it's still weird to me.
Hmm.
It just still
Yeah, yeah,
seems weird.
right. Yeah,
Anyway,
no, that's fair enough.
yeah, so one of the things I liked is that she is a really shy character, which is
Mm.
rare to have in a film to begin with, but also he doesn't like try to fix her. He just
Mm.
Yeah.
like accepts that that's her personality, which yeah, I found really refreshing because
Mm.
generally just like a goth teenager, famously the worst thing about the faculty is that they just, you know, They just need a guy to like them, and then they'll just completely change their personality.
Oh, of
I
course,
mean,
yeah.
Breakfast Club, right? That's the other one that makes that.
Yeah,
This
Mm.
yeah.
that.
Breakfast Club and The Faculty, I think, are the two biggest things that make me so angry that it's like, why can't they just be someone who's just into that
Mm.
alternative
Yeah.
stuff? Why do they always, it's because they're damaged and then they get fixed and then they're, especially The Faculty, they've got her in like sort of almost, I can't remember Breakfast Club, but they've got her in like almost pastel kind of colors. It's like
Yeah, Breakfast Club does
the
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 same.
biggest change ever. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear colors, but
Mm.
pastels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Need more movies like The Craft.
Mm,
Mm.
That's what we just let them be like that and then Witchcraft.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was obsessed with that movie, so yeah,
So
Mm.
good.
all in for
But
that.
so one of the things in Rocky that didn't quite work for me
Hmm.
was the character of Paulie, like
Hmm.
Adrian's brother.
Yeah, he's that's a weird thing.
Yeah, it really stands out in like in a film where you do have Rocky who has this like heart of gold, and like Adrian again, like she's very endearing. And then you've just got Paulie, who is like her brother and friends with Rocky for some reason, but
Mm.
just such a dick
Yeah.
constantly, and
Yeah, I'm like,
especially
how did they
how he
become
is to
friends?
Adrian. Yeah. And like
Mm.
I know there was like a little bit of tension between Rocky and Paulie with the way that Paulie was treating Adrian. But in this movie at least, that never really gets, for me at least, sufficiently addressed.
Mm.
Mm.
And again, I kind of I like that you didn't have the kind of white knight like Rocky coming to her rescue, but
Mm.
I also didn't massively like that he was just like, "Oh, you two are arguing. I'm just gonna leave. You know, you can get on with it." When he's like so abusive to her, it
Mm.
just, it, yeah, that was an element that I don't think it was entirely necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely an interesting character. I wonder if like they made that character the way that he was just to really kind of, add some dramatic conflict in it. Being that, Rocky and Adrian were just a couple of massive dorks and how far can you go with that sort of thing, So maybe his character was designed like that for that reason. I do like that bit though, where uh, Paulie and Rocky is standing in the that doorway or whatever. I can't remember the conversation now, but Rocky's just getting absolutely frustrated with him, and then by the end of it, he's just like kind of starts laughing as like, man, I'm going to kill you one of these days or something that he
Yeah,
says or whatever. But I just love his reaction, just the way that, yeah, like Paulie is a constant source of frustration, but he just accepts who he is and stuff. Like,
But then
yeah.
weirdly, there's like the scene where well, I mean, he kind of obviously just told Rocky to come over because Adrian wanted to go out with him and then he hadn't told her. But that scene
Mm,
where like Rocky's at her door to coax her to come out and he's
mm,
feeling like an idiot for having to talk through the door.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Paulie's like getting him to not give up and keep talking,
Mm,
even though he feels like an
yeah,
idiot. And I'm just like,
yeah.
that's kind of a cute scene. And then
Mm,
the ice skating scene is really
mm,
mm,
cute as well.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, God, so many people, like I said, taking this home from the action section, just saying, wow, this is like such a cute love story. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's not the movie's fault. That's people's misconceptions of it and stuff. So
But yeah,
yeah.
even the like synopsis and stuff just talks about the boxing stuff. And it's
Mm,
like you would almost think it was a different movie because yeah, the first half of the movie is just like his daily life and the
mm,
romance and everything. And there's boxing stuff, but it's just kind of like it's a way for him to make a bit of money and
mm.
that's it. And like, the fact he loses his locker because he's not like going places.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. And
Actually,
sorry,
that
just
might
sorry, sorry,
I
just pause there for a second. Um, uh, yeah. Do you need me now? Are you sure? Okay. Um, Okay, 140. All right. Sorry. Please continue.
So, Frankie, you just reminded me of another scene I really enjoyed, which is when Rocky and Mickey have their like confrontation,
Mm.
and the way that that is shot, where you have this big argument where for most of it they're not on screen together. Like Rocky's just off screen yelling,
Mm,
and then the decision that was made to have the resolution of that all done kind of with the camera so far away that you can't hear what they're
Mm.
saying, so you just have to go by their body language.
mm,
I just thought that was such an interesting decision that worked really well, but a very impactful scene still. Just the performances
Mm.
there,
yeah, yeah,
incredible.
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really like that too. And that Rocky goes running up to him and you see he like steps back because he's like, oh
Yeah,
God, what is he gonna do? And
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
and but then it resolves and yeah, that was a really cool scene. And it's really like done so well that even though Mick's just kind of, set up as this guy who's this cranky old man and doesn't really care, but then when he's like in the apartment trying to show him stuff and he's just ignoring him in that, and I kind of felt a little sad for him. And then when he walks
mm.
down the stairs and stops halfway afterwards because Rocky's just going off, and I'm like, yeah,
Do you
such a good
think
scene.
there was a deliberate parallel between Mickey trying to show Rocky his pictures and Rocky trying to show Adrian his pictures? Like, it was there supposed to be a kind of like this could
Mm,
be Rocky kind of down the road?
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting
mm.
point. I think that has a lot more credibility than the Zac Efron connection, uh, personally. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I like it. Hmm.
Yeah, because
Never
it's
actually thought
kind
of
of
that.
an interesting thing to he just pulls out, I've got these photos from my fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all carry those around, don't we?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so going into Mr. Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed, I
Mm.
mean, far out. Like that dude from everything from this to Predator to Happy Gilmore, like everything he is in, he's just always
Arrested
so
Development.
awesome. What's that?
Arrested Development.
Have
He
not
is
seen it.
fantastic in that.
Oh, okay.
Uh yeah, it's worth just for him alone. He's in like a couple episodes where
Right,
he
right.
plays himself,
Mm,
and he's giving acting lessons.
right, right.
But like he's just basically trying to make a quick buck. It's
Hmm.
so good. He's
Okay.
fantastic in it.
But no, I thought he was just perfect for this role as kind of like, yeah, like I mean, like you were saying before, I love that whole element that there's two sides to the final fight where Apollo is doing it, as a promotional stunt, whereas, for Rocky, this is like an actual, shot at the title kind of thing. And even the entries of the two characters, where Rocky comes in and a robe that he's complaining about it might be too baggy and stuff, and then you got Apollo comes in with all the glitz and glam and showmanship and everything, and he's got the Uncle Sam outfit happening and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, like the differences between the two were just like so cool. But I love that moment where yeah, where Apollo sort of realizes that like Rocky's actually meaning business here. I love the fact that
Yeah.
in the start of the fight, like Rocky actually knocks him to the ground, and it's sort of like and
Mm.
they mentioned that like he's never been knocked out before, and so
Yeah.
um, did
I
you
have to say,
guys?
when I did the VR game the first time that I knocked Rocky on the ground in that
Yeah.
back alley fight,
Mm.
I have to say I did feel quite some amount of pride that I managed to get him on the ground.
Awesome. I wish we could get some footage from that to like put
Oh, that'd be
into
fantastic.
the podcast here. But yeah, did you guys when the first time you watched this film, like, did you think it was going to go down the road where Rocky actually wins, or
Well, I can't remember if I thought that, but
mm,
I would have hoped that it didn't because it's set up so much as he's just this local guy doing local fights,
mm,
and Apollo's the world champion. So if he did beat him, it would have been like silly, I
mm.
think.
Yeah,
See,
true.
I honestly I can't remember from the first time I watched it, but even I think this was like the third or fourth time I've watched it now. And
Right.
even now, even though I know how it ends, I still find myself watching it wanting Rocky to
Hmm.
win.
Mm.
Like it's just the way the film is made is just so like does such a good job of just
Hmm.
having you root for him that I was like,
Yeah.
"Ah, come on, you can do
It is
this."
the feeling, but
Hmm.
I'm glad he didn't, and that he knows.
Yeah,
It's kind of like set up like I can't beat him, he's the world champion. And
Hmm.
yeah,
that's why he just wants to go the distance to that's his like goal of the
yeah.
Yeah,
fight
He
yeah.
that
like
he knows he can't win.
redefines. Yeah, he redefines what winning would be.
Hmm.
Mm.
I did, I mean, yeah, the first time I ever saw it, you know, my brain is just so conditioned with the typical way that Hollywood movies
Mm.
go, and I did think like, oh wow, he's going to beat this guy and everything, and so I was surprised, when he didn't. But then it doesn't require a hell of a lot of mental prowess to sort of understand that that's not what the point was. Like, yeah, as you
Mm.
said, it was set up through the whole thing that all he wants to do is just, go the distance. And the fact that, they were setting the fight up to be a 3-round fight, and then he goes for 15 rounds, which is like, and I thought the editing in that whole end scene was
Yeah,
was superlative. It was, because we just saw enough. You like there's that sort of quick montage of like the Lady Liberty ring girls going around like with
Mm.
various rounds. Then we're like, oh, okay, we're going on like through more of them now, and yeah, that was really well done. We only saw what we needed to see. So yeah, that was really well done.
Yeah,
But
well, I would have been pretty bored if we'd had to sit through
15
a lot of rounds.
Here's the 5-hour extended edition of Rocky where you see the entire fight.
But I think it's
Um,
good for an initial film too to set up a franchise so that,
mm,
he didn't just win straight off the bat. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
there's like more
absolutely.
story to come.
And I
Well, I
love the
think it's
makeup effects in that whole scene as well. Like, God, they really had a lot of realism to them. I felt
yeah.
ouchy when I watched it. Sorry, Liam, what were you going to say?
I think it's to the point you were making earlier about him not winning. Even the movie doesn't seem that interested in that because when the like announcers are kind of talking about the results, the music's already starting to swell up, and it's
Mm,
already like it's like the movie itself has kind of gone, I don't care, and it's just shifted focus to him trying to find Adrian and her trying to find him. And
Yeah,
I think
and sorry, finish your thought.
no, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and to show that it's a romance movie rather than a boxing movie, the final scene isn't him finishing the fight and going
Yeah,
the distance. The final thing is them announcing that they love each other.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also back to the makeup effects. When they cut
Mm.
the eyes, that is
Yeah.
yeah, just delightfully
Oh
grotesque.
man, that is so hardcore, isn't it? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
And I
obviously it
watched
makes
this and I'm
sense.
like, I still don't understand boxing and like why people are into boxing.
Says you
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, and even Rocky
yeah.
says like the worst thing is the day after because you wake up and you're so sore and everything. And I'm just like, why? I mean, I'm the kind of person I know, like everyone says you're supposed to work out so much that can hardly move the next day because your muscles are so sore. And I'm like,
Mm.
I don't want to do that kind of working out because when my muscles are sore, the pain makes me feel really depressed. I don't feel good about using my
Yeah.
muscles if they're that
Right,
sore the
right.
next day. And I kind of like to build up to maybe slightly, but not the like, I had a friend who used to go to the gym and after legs day, when we would go to get a coffee the next morning, like he could hardly walk because he'd worked his legs so much. And I'm like, oh, this just doesn't seem good. And yeah, boxing, you being just someone's just punching you and then you're all swollen the next day and your hands are sore from I'm just like why. So I like the movies but I just like I would never want to go see a boxing match or watch a proper
No.
boxing match like I just don't know how I could be interested.
I love how much you're simplifying martial arts. Like it's not just about getting the shit beaten out of you. It's about
Well, no,
trying to not get the shit
I'm
beaten
not
out of you
putting like
and
all
blocking and
martial
stuff.
arts together. I just
Yeah.
boxing in particular.
Hmm.
Like, I watch like a Karate Kid or something, or, some kind of movie like that where they show a
Mm.
competition at the end. That is much more interesting to me than
Mm.
watching boxing. And I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
go watch that in person if I had a reason to. But
Mm.
boxing just, I just don't get it.
No, that's fair enough.
But it's
I'm
a
with
fun
you.
game.
Yeah, see, I'm with you, but I do think that the film does a pretty good job of kind of sprinkling in a little bit of the strategy.
Mm,
Like
Hmm.
when he talks about like I think Apollo Creed has like a rib thing that he sort of
mm,
like punch him in the ribs and then he's like, oh, he's protecting that area. And you can
mm,
tell that Rocky's still trying to kind of go for that area.
mm,
So you can
Hmm.
see that there is kind of a strategy to it,
mm.
but I think the movie does a good job of you get just enough without it becoming like kind of laboring that point.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually found that whole end fight like yeah, really engrossing. And again, it came down to the editing. There was like I said, you
Yeah.
you saw just enough that you needed to see and everything. I was just thinking, like speaking, you mentioned Karate Kid. The director of Rocky, I don't know if you're aware, actually directed the Karate Kid trilogy. Um, did you know
Hmm.
that?
I
I did
mean,
not.
no, I wouldn't have. If you asked me who directed the Karate Kid movies, I wouldn't have even been able to
No,
tell
because
you.
I recognized his name like when I watched Rocky just the other night, and I was like, oh, he's done something really big, and I was just looking up, and I was like, oh, yes, he did those films, as well as a bunch of shit that no one ever saw or talked about. Yeah, so there you go. Um, hmm, I
Do you
don't. Mhm.
think that Rocky romanticizes boxing?
No. I don't know. Well, maybe. Um. Oh, well, actually, now that I'm actually thinking about it, rather than just jumping in with an answer, maybe no, because initially I was just thinking, well, there's hardly any boxing in the film, so, but yeah, well, I mean, look, Frankie wound up like picking up a VR thing and punching the shit out of people, so I guess it did have an effect in
Well,
some
yeah, but
way.
I mean, VR, I would never want to try actual boxing.
Yeah, but still. Um, I mean, look, for me, it didn't because, that would involve getting up off a couch and actually like doing something, physically active. So that rules me out straight away. Um, what about you,
But
Liam?
Rocky does help, I think, is a good, every time I watch it, I feel like I get motivated to become
Hmm.
fit.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the thing, right? Is I think he has a speech somewhere. I think he's talking to Adrian where he's saying like the only reason why he's a boxer is because he's not really like smart enough to do anything else. But
Mm.
I think he has a speech where it's like I can't remember who he's talking to, but he says, "Don't become a boxer."
Mm.
I'm not misremembering that, am I? That is like a
Apollo has that speech about don't be a
who's he
boxer.
talking
Go.
to during
He's
that
just
speech?
doing a press interview on TV.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
telling
Okay. So it's
people to,
Apollo.
go become a lawyer or a doctor or
Yeah,
something.
Mm.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly. So you got that element to it, but then that, like you said, that training montage is just so like,
Mm.
yeah, I wish I was fit enough to even remotely be in a position to be like, that could be feasible.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like that
just
initial run up the steps he does, and then the
yeah,
later one,
Mm.
yeah.
the
Which
difference between them.
fascinating how that sequence of him running up the steps has become as iconic as it has.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely. I mean, isn't there a statue of him up on
Yeah.
the top of the
Yeah.
stairs now? Yeah. Yeah, which is all sorts of crazy, but
I was listening
yeah.
to a podcast and they had this guy on who's a Rocky impersonator and he lives there, so he runs tours as well and goes
Right.
to all the locations with people and all the people that try to run up the stairs and
Mm.
everything for that. And but he was telling an interesting story about he went to some event because he goes to events as Rocky and Carl Weathers was at the event for something and he got told to go in and like do a bit. So he went in and just started yelling at Apollo like he was Rocky and challenging him or whatever. And he said that Carl Weathers got up and came over and they did this like bit and did some sparring and stuff in
Oh, wow.
character. So I'm like, that's
That's
pretty cool.
cool. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. Now,
Uh,
there's a bit of trivia that I'm sure I've read somewhere, and I was gonna fact check beforehand, but I forgot to.
well, let's just
Where
pretend it's
du
true.
we can check afterwards. Where
Yeah.
during the training montage, I'm sure I read somewhere that that scene where he's running and someone throws an apple at him, I think that he catches.
Hmm.
Apparently, that's not in the script or anything. That just and that is just a person that was there during filming that
Oh,
just
wow.
decided to
Seriously?
do that.
Oh,
Again, might
okay.
want to fact check that, but I'm sure
Oh,
something in the back of my mind is saying that that wasn't supposed to kind of happen that way necessarily.
well, I'm definitely not going to ask
Hmm.
Google because it's going to give me some big thing about how apples are grown or yeah, the history of Apple computers.
I do love things
Yeah.
like that because we just had that with Sea of Love recently where
Mm.
they were filming and some real person came along and just like shoulder barged Al Pacino and almost knocked him over. And
Right.
Pacino just kept going on with the conversation and kept the scene going, and they ended up putting that in the movie. And
Mm.
so I think stuff like that is really fun when they have these
Yeah.
happy accidents that happen that I mean, because I noticed that and I thought it was just like a thing, like, he's no one in the neighborhood. So, the guy with the fruit
Yeah.
store just decided to chuck him something as he was going by as like a show of support.
Um, it's just there's somewhere in the back of my brain that's remembered this from somewhere, and I'm really
Mhm.
hoping that it hasn't just invented it.
I actually hope you have, because yeah, that'd be one hell of a thing to come up with, just like that. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we'll look it up. But if you people want to look it up and leave a thing in the comments or whatever, and let us know how wrong we are or whatever, like you're more than welcome
Oh,
to.
it's an
An
orange.
orange,
It's
okay.
an orange. The
Ah,
Rocky Orange rumor. Let's have a look at
Oh, it's a
Reddit.
rumor.
all right, we're doing this live on the
Rumor
podcast. Here we go. This
suggests
is
the
exciting.
orange thrown at Stallone was not intended to be a kind gesture and that the orange was thrown purposefully to hit
Oh
Stallone
wow,
during filming.
wow, this goes deeper.
Wow.
What do you think? Okay, someone did a thorough inspection watching all training montages. There are two Italian market running scenes. There's apparently another one in Rocky 2. During
Mm.
the first one, Stallone's thrown an orange by someone who looks like he works there, and afterwards, Stallone turns around, smiles, and waves. The man who threw it also looks very happy. In the second movie,
Mm.
it was definitely not a kind gesture since the fruit flew out of nowhere and missed Stallone. So
Oh wow, okay.
But that
Oh,
doesn't
there you
really tell
go.
us if it was scripted or not.
uh, there's no other comments on it to confirm anything
Hmm.
about the first movie. Oh,
Hmm.
here we go. Screen
Oh.
Rant.
Hmm.
One of Rocky's
Oh,
funniest movie moments was unplanned. Is this the fruit moment?
I
Da,
don't
da, da,
know.
da, da. Now I've just got to do all this Rocky talk.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird like, if he actually catches the orange if it,
Yes, it was
wasn't
entirely
intentional.
unscripted because the scene was filmed in public on the city streets. I
Hmm.
did wonder every time people turn around and look on a street scene, I
Yeah.
always wonder if it's like a real, and I just, because of this film, I did wonder if those people were real people or not, the way everyone was watching.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it says it wasn't scripted, but I want the story of
Hmm.
what happened.
Yeah. Why the Orange Man decided to do that.
And that
Yeah.
Stallone turned around and caught it and everything.
Wow. Anyway, I don't really know if I personally have much more to say about Rocky other than yeah, it's one of those films I'm kind of yeah, I really need to watch it more often. I mean, I've only ever seen it twice now, and yeah, I don't know why. Like, it is really a brilliant film. I did I didn't rate it a full 5 stars. I did maybe like because I know that the film, like part of its charm is its simplicity, but I also kind of felt at times like, yeah, it was just a very simplistic kind of a film. But not that that's necessarily a really bad thing, but it just sort of stopped it from being like, really a super amazing film for me. But yeah, but. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, looking forward. I can't remember what I thought of the remaining films in the series, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting
Yeah, I
stuck back into
have I
those.
have some things in my mind that I'm like, I hope I maybe have a better time this time around.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think my
Yeah.
thoughts on number two was that it was a lot less interesting until the final fight really
Mm,
got me in.
right,
But we'll
right.
see what happens this time around.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember one of them having a robot butler that I wasn't a big fan of.
What?
I
Wow,
don't
We'll get
okay.
remember
there.
that. I don't
I
We'll
do
remember
get
not
there.
that.
remember that. Um,
What's the one that has Clubber
three.
3.
3? I
Yeah.
hate that guy. That's perhaps my least favorite character.
Oh
Like,
wow. But it's
just hate
Mr.
him so
T.
much. Yeah, but I just hate that character.
Fair enough. I've got a book called Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool that was written by Mr. T, and it's kind of a children's book that, like, oh man, it's a wild ride. It just has all this sort of, important lessons for children, and but then it also goes on to, like why he wears all the chains and what his hair means and all this bullshit. Like, yeah, it's a hilarious book. Um, so yeah, I will be reading from it when we do our Rocky 3 coverage, but
Actually, I don't
Something
remember
to look forward
2
to.
because then Rocky 4 was Drago,
mm,
right?
Yeah.
And then I don't remember Rocky 5 except it was the worst
oh,
one.
same.
It
Yeah.
was really bad. It's a lot of street fighting, if I remember rightly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's one of the things people hated is that there was no big ring match like the other
Yeah.
movies. But
Mm,
then
Yeah.
I heard someone talking about it saying they actually really liked, they didn't care about that and they liked the street fighting. So I don't
mm,
know. I see that's the thing is I have to remember them because I've only seen them once
Yeah.
a fair while ago. So yeah,
mm,
it'll be interesting to see them again in the context of doing this and chatting with you guys about each one.
mm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
I started watching Rocky 1 and I was like, okay, I've got about an hour, and then there was a show on TV that I wanted to watch live. And by the time it got like time to pause it, I was kind of in the movie. I was like, oh, I'm kind of annoyed now. And I thought because I'd seen it twice already, it wouldn't be an issue. But there is
Mm,
just something about there are some movies where they are just made so well that you
mm,
can almost just relax. Be like, okay, I don't
mm,
have to
Mm.
worry about this. Like the other one that I have very strong kind of memories with feeling that is controversial director, very problematic director, but Rosemary's Baby
mm.
is
Oh,
one of those
dude.
movies where like 5 minutes in, I just feel like I am in the hands of someone that like knows how to speak cinema.
Dude, you're talking about one of my most favorite horror films of all time here. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just something like it very quickly it just establishes that it is constructed in a way where you don't have to be like, oh, are they going to drop the ball and fuck up somewhere? Like you just know that they're
Mm,
not.
mm-hmm,
And I
Have,
felt the same watching this.
mm-hmm.
have you seen the other apartment movies? The Repulsion and the Tenant?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. Because I'm the odd one out because I like Rosemary's Baby, but I don't think it's amazing like most people do. But I
Yeah,
actually like those two movies more
interesting.
as far as ranking Polanski films. So
Okay, I don't think I've seen Repulsion, but it is ringing a bell. But I might have just seen like Arrow or someone released it, so
mm.
maybe that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah, I need to watch The Tenant again. I've only seen that once, and I just
I haven't seen The
remember
Tenant yet.
really
I've got it
enjoying it.
lined up, ready to go, but yeah, have not watched it yet. So,
Mm.
hmm.
Oh,
Um,
I have seen Repulsion apparently. Okay.
wow.
That kind of explains how I felt about it. It
Yeah.
was a two and a half
Oh,
star film.
Oh,
dude, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. But anyway. All right. Well, yeah, I've run out of things to say about Rocky. What about you guys? You got
yeah.
got
I think
anything?
we've covered everything that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, final thoughts. I think I gave it 4 stars previously, and now I'm like, that seems really low. So, I actually am considering putting it up to 5 stars because even though it's not like a completely blows me away movie, I
Hmm.
think it's come into that other definition of 5 stars, which is just a favorite because I've watched it 3 times now and like I've apart from you lose the initial thing obviously on any rewatch because it's not the first time, but
Hmm.
I feel like every time I watch it I find it just as engaging and fun to watch
Hmm.
even though I know everything in it. It's one of
Mm-hmm.
those movies to just enjoy being in again.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump it up to the full 5 this time.
Ooh, wow. That's yeah. Yeah, look, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I guess, and it comes down to the fact that like this is only the second time I've watched it. Like the first time I
Well,
watched
and
it, I was
movies
like,
are subjective
yeah,
too.
exactly.
There's a
But
lot of subjective things in this, and my thoughts on Stallone and the character of Adrian and everything. There's a lot
mm.
of
So like the first time
things.
I watched it, like obviously I loved it and everything, but I didn't sort of rush to revisit it, and I, may have gone another whole bunch of years if I hadn't, had to watch it for a podcast. But that being said, I'm glad that I rewatched it because, yeah, it is such a great film. So it probably won't be as long before I watch it again, I'd say, and I might even watch it with my cat. So that because that sounds like a fun time. I've not stopped thinking about that. Yeah, I've made my
That's
cat
the
watch
main
Rocky with
takeaway
me.
here.
Well, I had Cooper on my lap while I was watching, so I kind of did watch it with my cat.
There you go.
I don't know how much
Um,
attention he was paying to it, but he was
yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, fair enough. Liam, final thoughts on Rocky?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Dan, I think, where for me it's kind of a four-star film.
Hmm.
Um I think, like I said, it's like my third or fourth time watching it now, and it's good, and I can't deny it. Like it is a very good movie,
Mm.
but the character of Paulie just annoys me so much.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just kind of ignore that part of it.
Mm.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, so it's good. I'm definitely looking forward because I think the sequels I've only ever seen once before,
Hmm.
so
Ah,
I'm
so you're
looking
like
forward
me.
to
So yeah,
And
we
yeah.
me.
can see how our well that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. All of us are gonna have our second watches.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm
Hmm.
curious how that's gonna go. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited for Rocky 2,
Mm.
from what I vaguely can remember about it.
Mm.
And the
Rocky
good
2
thing is,
Electric
whatever we
Boogaloo.
think of the next few ones, we will be ending the year with Rocky Balboa,
Hmm.
which is a great film. So, however bad things may go with the other sequels, at least in my personal opinion, it ends on a
Mm.
high with Rocky Balboa. And then we do have the Creed movies, of course, but we're just at the moment looking to the end of the year, and
Mm.
Yeah.
we'll be having the Rocky films to take us through to the end of the year.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Alrighty. Well, Liam Underwood, thank you so much for joining us on this one, and I'm glad that we're not keeping you up till 5 in the morning or whatever this time around.
No, I mean, thank you
Um,
for having me. Always happy to chat movies with you both.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh no, yeah, I'm really looking forward to chatting with you when you watch a certain other film. But anyway, whose name we
Maybe
shall
I'll try and get that watched before
Rhinestone.
Rocky 2.
Yeah, no, I'll be chatting with you privately on that one because yeah, oh man, it's a 50-50 shot. I don't know which way you're gonna go with it. I'm
Yeah, what
dying
are
to
we like?
know.
We're like the complete opposites. You're like 5 stars. I'm
So
like,
opposite.
I think I gave it half a star.
You did, and only because you had
Ooh.
to. Like I'm 5 stars all day, every day. Like that movie will never drop for me because reasons. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
and I'm not gonna. I was gonna make a comment, but I'm like, I don't want to extend this conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're
exactly.
done.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. We will have Rocky 2 coming up on the 8th of August, according to the
Yeah, we're pretty
official
much there'll be one
schedule.
per month at some
Yep.
stage. Oh no, I think we
Except in
might have
August
to
where
do.
there's two, but
Yeah, because
yeah.
we won't have one in October because it's horror month. So I think we
Yes.
have to do two 1 month so that we can get to Rocky Balboa in
Well,
December.
you could have put Rocky 5 in horror month from yeah, anyway. All right, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for lots of other episodes. Stay tuned for more Liam. Stay tuned for more cats. I don't know. Just stay tuned for everything. We are out of here. And yes, thanks for listening or watching. Stay safe. Watch lots of movies. Go and beat people up. And bye for now.